Hey everybody, this is AJ the Promoter, and this is the second blog Tuesday talk. Let's talk about this. The topic, when we have a choice, what are we choosing? Okay, guys, let's talk about this. Hey everybody, again, I'm AJ the Promoter, and welcome to Tuesday Talk. Today, I want to talk about something that may make some people uncomfortable. But if we can't have honest conversations with ourselves, how are we ever going to change anything? So let's talk about Black America. There is a distinct history and cultural experience that has shaped Black Americans in this country. And within our community, there are many different realities. There are Black Americans who have worked hard, gotten educated, built successful careers, and somewhere along the way become disconnected from the communities they came from. And then there are those who are struggling every single day, trying to make life make sense for themselves and their families. And then there are those who are angry about being Black in America. And there are those who are proud, who fight for equality and fight for justice, who build businesses and who serve their communities and who spend their lives trying to create opportunities for people who don't know how to create them for themselves. And then there are the people who seem to have accepted a lifestyle that doesn't elevate them, their families, or their communities. Now, before somebody gets offended, let me say this. I'm not talking about poverty as if poverty is a character flaw. I'm talking about the choices we make within circumstances we may not have chosen. You may live in a neighborhood people call the hood. You may drive an old car or no car at all. You may walk. You may take the bus. You may not have had the best education, okay? And you may have learning challenges. You may have grown up in a troubled household surrounded by violence, abuse, drugs, or instability. Those circumstances are not your fault. But what do we do with the life we've been given? That's where my question begins. Because at some point, we have to ask ourselves, what are we normalizing? When violence becomes something we're simply accustomed to, when drugs become part of everyday life, when young people don't see education, entrepreneurship, skilled trades, or careers as pathways to their future, when we celebrate material things but don't teach our children how to build wealth, when we expend money trying to look successful instead of learning how to become financially secure, when we say, I got mine, let them get theirs, what happens to the next generation? And I'm not saying how somebody dresses determines their worth. Wear your pajamas. Really? Wear your head wrap. Really? Play your music. Really? Have fun. That's not the issue. You do you. But be mindful of others, okay? The issue is when appearance, entertainment, and immediate gratification become more important than education, financial literacy, health, family, ownership, responsibility, and building a future. Because I don't want us to simply survive another generation like we've been doing. I want us to build one. I want our children to understand money. I want them to understand credit. I want them to understand investing. I want them to understand business ownership. I want them to understand home ownership. I want them to understand retirement planning. I want families to talk about wills, life insurance, and final expenses before there's a crisis. Why should a family have to hold a fish fry to bury somebody they love because nobody planned for the inevitable? It's happening. It's coming. Why aren't we having those conversations while we're healthy? Why aren't we teaching our children? Don't just earn money, learn how money works. Don't just consume, learn to own. Don't just work for somebody else's dream, learn how to build something of your own. And most importantly, Don't confuse having a difficult beginning with being destined for a difficult ending. I believe we have choices, not unlimited choices, not equal circumstances, but choices. And sometimes the most powerful choice we can make is simply saying, it stops with me. The poverty stops with me. The financial literacy stops with me. Illiteracy stops with me. And the lack of preparation stops with me. The generational trauma stops with me. The belief that my circumstances determine my future stops with me. And I don't believe we need to abandon our culture to elevate ourselves. No, we don't. We need to elevate the culture by elevating ourselves. So that's my Tuesday talk. If you have the ability to make better choices, why wouldn't you? And if you don't know how to make those choices, why wouldn't you seek the knowledge? Because none of us has to figure it out alone. This is Tuesday Talk with AJ the Promoter. I'm not here to judge our community. I'm here to challenge us. Because I believe we are capable of more. And if we really believe that, then let's start acting like our future matters. Gosh, we can do this, guys. We need to be accountable, each as an individual, to strengthen our families. And then in turn, our families strengthen our community. And then in turn, our community strengthens our Black experience and the Black economy. Again, I'm AJ the Promoter, and it's about you. It starts with you. Leave a comment. Let's have this conversation, guys. This is important. This is accountability time. Let's see where we are. Let's see where we can go. Okay, have a great Tuesday. See you tomorrow, Wednesday. Wednesday is Wednesday. Oh, Wednesday. I'm getting used to my Wednesday, my Monday moments, my Tuesday talks, and my Wednesday wake up. It's a Wednesday wake up call. So join me tomorrow.